Hi, would you like to introduce yourself?
So my name is Luke Kohler. I am a student at Cal Poly Pomona studying mechanical engineering, and also I am minoring in physics, general physics as well. Um, I'm currently a first year transfer student. So um, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Great, thank you. So which what was your transfer GPA?
So my transfer GPA when I transferred in the fall was around 3.3 because when COVID hit, it it was a little bit hard to grasp a little bit more information. So my GPA kind of suffered a little bit, but yeah, that's it currently standing.
Oh, thanks. Which schools did you apply and what were the results?
So I didn't apply to any UC schools because I transferred, well, I changed majors from accounting to engineering. But so the schools I transferred to was Cal Poly Pomona, Cal State Long Beach, Cal State Fullerton, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and San Diego State.
So, are there any professors you connected the most at IVC and would recommend to other students? And how were you able to connect with them?
Um, just a couple professors, mainly physics professors. His name was Professor Boyd. I can't remember his first name, but he was just really kind and really a nice person to get along with, and he's always really willing to help. So I think that was just for kinematic physics, physics 4A. For physics 4B, I took Alex Sim, and he was really. I thought personally for me I learned a lot more from physics in physics 4B because I think he just explained it really well, and his tests were kind of fair. But yeah, he was. I wanted to reach out to him over the summer, but I couldn't. But yeah, but yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, I really recommend him, both of them.
Thanks. Yeah, so what tips do you have for community college students who are looking for internships and like how can they differentiate themselves and able to compete with four-year university students?
Well, I'll just say because I'll just say it in the open. But um, one of the main things you can really differentiate yourself is putting yourself out there. Really, I mean, a lot of people say kind of cliche, but like you really can't go any further than that. That's I kind of worded it in a weird way, but yeah, that's like the one main thing that I really recommend is just put yourself out there, whatever it takes. Apply to as many things as possible, even though if you don't feel like you don't have the strong skill set for that, just apply it anyways because you never know if you'll get in. Um, yeah, I missed one of those opportunities actually because I had the same thing, but yeah, you just never know.
Thanks. Yeah, that's true. So what advice would you give yourself at the beginning of the transfer process? Like, what are some of the key insights you gained while applying to transfer that you would like to share to other students?
Um, so I would mainly, I mean, I would seriously recommend this, but I would make sure you know what classes you're taking. So you're not taking any classes you don't think you need. Because if you take a lot of classes you might need, then you'll just spend maybe a couple more semesters and that will really throw you off track. So make sure you absolutely know what classes you're taking. Talk to your counselors too. They're pretty help you and might guide you in the right direction. Um, yeah, those are just some of the main things. Yeah.
Thanks. So are there any resources that you took advantage of while in college?
For student resources, I was affiliated with DSPS
Mhm.
because I have resources there. I also took part in some tutoring as well when I needed some help on my calculus. I needed to go to the math tutoring and get some there. Um, yeah, those are the only two I guess I can think of right now. Yeah.
Thanks. Which classes at IVC have helped you the most with your current path that you recommend all students with your major to take?
Definitely physics. Definitely physics. Yeah. Physics is a really important thing when you go into engineering. Um, yeah, even I was just working on some work earlier for statics, and it deals a lot with physics, and you just need to make sure you know, really get that fine tuned into yourself and understand what the material is talking about. Because I still have a lot more classes to take at Pomona. I just only did the basic transfer stuff. Um, but yeah, I would, because it only builds more the more you go and the more classes you take. Physics is basically the backbone of engineering. Um, yeah.
Thank you. Would you like to talk about some of the clubs that you're participating in Cal Poly Pomona? And then like what kind of projects are you working on or like planning to participate? And would you like to talk about your team lead position?
Yeah. I'd love to. Yeah. So yeah. Um, so I'm affiliated with 3 clubs. I'm a national and local member of ASME, American Society of Mechanical Engineers. I'm also a club member with Baja SCA team. They're making a like sort of like a Baja like dune buggy, I guess, that a lot of other universities in the country make, and they compete and race. So I'm also a member there. I kind of help um, make the train, like the frame of the entire vehicle. I kind of modeled that using SolidWorks. Um, and then we have a whole bunch of other people in there that do the electrical stuff. But mainly, my main focus right now is with Bronco Space. They're more of a aerospace club that deals with a lot of like CubeSats um, and stuff like that. But so they have they started a new project this year. It was their second year of Blade launch assessment for everyone. Originally it was for latest for engineers, but they changed it to everyone because they wanted everybody there. But yeah, so with a new year comes more positions to fill. Um, so I interviewed for the project manager position. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. But that's okay because they gave me a team lead position. But yeah, it's just been a lot of fun. Also stressful because you have to meet deadlines, of course. But yeah, it's just been a lot of fun talking with people and getting things done. Getting to know new people, especially in COVID, since you can't really get that one-on-one. Yeah, just meeting new people has been really fun. And just meeting deadlines and also presenting in front of faculty and showing everybody what we're working on, getting mentored on our project, getting feedback. That's also really been really helpful too. But yeah, um, yeah, yeah.
Great, thank you. Would you like to share about some of your challenges or like obstacles that you have to overcome as a transfer student in like Pomona?
Um, I think you can. Um, this well, I think I've said this so many times already, but yeah, with COVID, it's really been a big struggle because I'm more of a like in-class person, not more of a online person. So it's just been really challenging in that department. But um, like I guess meeting people, I mean, what I've experienced so far is just like in terms of like getting internships or maybe seeking jobs or something like. There's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities that are just waiting out there for you to just grab onto it and take it. So that's been really nice. But I guess I can't really complain about the drive too much because because I'm at home all the time. But yeah.
So you talked about internships and like job opportunities and stuff. Um, Other than like, are there any specific tips for students of your major who transferred to like stand out like among the, like the people who are already freshmen, going from freshman to like until the end to on that school?
Well, with the Cal State system, they require the Golden Four system. You have to have, I think, written communication. You have to fit their math requirement, like a science requirement, and I think a critic. No, because they have critical thinking, but it's not required for engineers at some Cal States. I think most of them. But yeah, and then there's a, no, I think it's just the four. Yeah. So you have to complete that or you won't be considered for any of the Cal States pretty much. But some Cal States require different requirements. For example, Pomona, for all engineering students or incoming majors, in engineering majors, they require you have to complete at least up to Calc 2 and I think both. No, it wasn't physics because I'm thinking of San Luis Obispo because they require different things. Yeah, every Cal State is different, but make sure you meet the Golden Four and the additional requirements, and you should be fine. You just have a good GPA, around like 3.5. Meet those Golden Four requirements and the additional requirements, and you should be fine.
Great, thank you. You also talked about participating in 3 clubs and like as a team lead, would you like to share some of your experience or like things that you have learned so far?
So a lot of things I've learned quite a bit actually, just dealing with people, just knowing everybody's deadlines, how you can kind of like work around that, assigning people to different roles of the project. Because you know, you'll notice, like, I think as you get as you get to know more people, or you get to better know people, you understand where their strengths and weaknesses are, and that tells you where some people can work in different areas of like the project that you're working on. So that's just one thing, just knowing where people's strengths and weaknesses are. Getting to know people, resolving issues, having fun. That's a big one, right? But yeah, just I guess also managing deadlines too. That's a big one.
Great, thanks. And would you like to talk about the NASA, the academy that you will be attending, and like how did you get enrolled in like, what are the opportunities?
So this was actually like extremely recent, like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I think I applied to this the L-Space Lucy mission program that was I think it was like last month in October, and I just got emailed actually last night that I was accepted to it. So that's what I mean. Going back to what I said earlier, just apply to what you can, and you never know if you get in. But yeah, I've already accepted it, and I'm very excited to be a part of it. There's a lot to look forward to and a lot to learn, so that's going to be really awesome. But yeah, if I forgot something, please let me know.
No, great.
I don't go on tangents.
It's great. Yeah, I'm excited for you too. So if you could go back to like college, what are some of the things that you wish that you did that could have helped out like in the future?
That's a good one. That's a good one because I thought of it for a long time. Because originally I was going to do accounting, but I think one of the many perks about community college is that you don't spend lots and lots of money trying to figure out what you really want to do. I think that's really, really important to people, especially who are on financial aid. Yeah, I think just being in community college first is already a really a good perk because you get to like discover yourself and pick what classes you need to pick, and what classes you don't like, what things you're interested in. I think that's really one of the benefit perks of it. But as for, I guess, advice, I think it just kind of contradicts everything. But yeah, just try to figure out what you want to do as soon as possible. because the more time wasted, the more semesters you're going to spend, and then the more time you're waiting to transfer.
That's correct. I'm sure a lot of students would relate to that if they haven't decided on a major. So yeah, so to a student of your major, what activities would you recommend doing that will help them become a very competitive candidate for transfer admission process or just better prepare for future career paths in the field?
Oh, did you mean like in extracurricular activities or?
It could be like extracurriculars or like interns or like any other outside of the academic.
I would try to say that you would want to be invested in things that you're interested in, especially that relates to your major. So for me, since mechanical engineering is so broad, I want to focus a little bit more on aerospace because that's what I'm really interested in. So that's why I chose to like, um, I think, yeah, I think that's why mechanical engineering is so awesome because you can apply it in so many different places. But as for like any major, especially that relates to your major, I would try to get invested in clubs that really like have the same interest in within your major. So like when you go to like apply to internships, it's not like you have something like not related. So let's say you're like an art major and you like did it like you were invested in a physics class. Maybe you could try to spin it like if they needed some artwork done. I mean that's something, but it just those two don't really go together well. It'd just be kind of weird. You want to show more of your artwork and your portfolio. Just that's just a one example. But yeah, try to be invested in things and um, that relate to your major, especially in, that can be anywhere that you think you can get experience in. So, yeah.
Great, thanks. Great response. So you talked about like there are a lot of career possibilities. Would you like to talk a bit more about it and like what to expect?
Oh, like from transferring to
Um,
university.
yeah, like for your major.
Oh, okay. So I mean, what I've noticed when transferring is that I get a lot of I get a lot of messages from recruiters. But I recently I'm connected on LinkedIn. You can connect with me if you want. Just send me a friend request or something, or just send me a request, and I'll hit you up. But yeah, so yeah, I would just try to be invested in your LinkedIn. Um, really put yourself out there. I don't know if you guys have heard this. It's called Handshake. It's another type of platform that it's kind of like the same as LinkedIn, but it's more for students, I guess, where it's more like student friendly. You get a lot of, especially from what I've noticed is that I got a lot of recruiters that message me saying, "Hey, I looked at your profile. I noticed you're studying this, and I really like it if you like attend this meeting or apply to this internship." Um, so yeah, I think I get more messages on Handshake than I do on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn I think just message you about different opportunities that you can maybe apply for, but recruiters actually message you on Handshake. So that's something to get invested into.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I've heard of Handshake too. It's really great. Um, yeah, so on the final note, is there like any advice or tips or suggestions that you want to share, or just like maybe like the most important lessons that you learned or stuff like that?
It's a it's a kind of that's a difficult question because I everything I've said is important. Everything I've said is important, yeah. But I guess if I were to just go from 1 to 10 or 1 to 5, who cares? Number one, know what classes you're taking. Like that, I can't like that's absolutely number one. Is I know I have friends that are still that still haven't transferred yet and have been in school for about, like, I think this is coming in their 4th year, and they have taken multiple different classes that they probably didn't need, and that's kept them at least 2 years behind. So that's number one. Know what classes you're taking. Number two, manage your budget. Like, everybody has different situations. Know what you're getting yourself into. Know, like if you're staying at home, especially, well, I think more people are staying at home now, but yeah, manage your budget, because we're all college students, right? And we're all looking for jobs. So yeah, manage your budget. Number three, make sure you reach out to people. Reach out to, apply to anything if you can, because you never know what you're gonna get. You'll get the experience. It's a win-win. There's no lose-lose situations here. It's always gonna be a win-win. Even don't have the mentality where it's just like, oh, I don't have the skill set, or maybe I don't think I'll get it because my GPA is low, right? I've heard a lot of people that have kind of not on the great so GPA side, but I've gotten really good internships. I think it just has to do a lot with more experience, putting yourself out there, getting involved in clubs. Yeah, I think that's just really important. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of more, but
I think you covered like most of the vital critical parts. So yeah, I guess everything should be good actually. Thank you. I'll stop recording.